Okay, I'm back. Hi everyone. Welcome me back. Hi. Welcome back to you too. Uh got that done pretty quick. Okay. We're live again. I'm still getting data from like my other stuff. Okay. Let's try launching TerrafirmaGreg now. Let's see if this works. Did I turn things off? Did I leave anything turned off? I did not. Okay. Okay. Hello. Hello. Please, come on. Please let this be the problem and let this be fixed. Praying to the Minecraft gods. No, it didn't fix it. Ah, we did that for nothing. Okay. Why? Okay. I'm gonna check the error logs, error report, and see if that does anything. There's a lot of error logs in here. There are a lot of error reports now because I have done this multiple times. 6314 was the last one. Uh, okay. See, I think I'm running into some sort of weird issue here. This I mean, obviously, I think it should be obvious that I'm running into issues. What's going on here? Uh, why why are we here? Just to suffer? I don't understand what it's doing. Like, why is it having this fault here? Uh, okay. Um, oh, hold on. Maybe I have an idea. Hey, thanks for coming back. So I'm looking up some more stuff because it's still having the same issues. Um, it looks like there may be some kind of thing with permissions with things and whatnot. It's causing some sort of segmentation fault. Um, okay, it's working. This person is saying that they were able to go back to a previous version of Java and it fixed it. So, um, I'm pretty sure I've tried like all the things I've had for a while. Let's try this version of Java and see if that fixes it. I don't think it is, but Let's see. Come on. That maybe. Wait, hold on. We're getting somewhere with this though. We're in new and excited places. You know, the thing is, I'm pretty sure I tried this before. What's gonna happen? Is this gonna be a different? Yeah, if you tried to post anything that it can interpret as like a link, yeah. If you try to post anything that could be a link, it censors that because I have that turned off. It's kind of weird that it completely censors it. All right, so this is doing something, I think. It might actually just be a more elaborate crash. You know, I'm pretty sure that this has happened once before when I tried this exact thing. I think this is just a much longer paced crash, which is, even more annoying than than what's been happening previously. Because if this crashes after this, it'll be that's sad. I will be slightly sad at least. No, I think it's gonna end up being a Java issue, I think. So I think you're right that we try and download. Yeah, there goes the crash. Thank you very much, notifier thingy. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, it's the same kind of crash too. So let's try downloading a different version of Java. We'll try using the Adoptium one that you mentioned. Because I didn't try Adoptium. I just tried the normal Mojang. So that might be, maybe that's why. But we'll adopt this new version of Java, or adopt. We'll download this new version of Java and see if that fixes the problem. It might fix the problem. Holy crap, we got like 4 people watching. Hi everyone. We're experiencing some technical difficulties at the moment. It is, yeah, 17, Java 17 is the right version. Luckily Prism like automatically tells me which version I need. So, I don't I at least it takes that out of it takes the guesswork, that part of the guesswork out, because it is really annoying, like, um it's really annoying when you try and you're trying to find, like, because there's like so many different versions of Java and everything, and I've got like older mod packs I play with other friends, that so I have to have like, they did leave. They were probably just tourists anyways. One of the things I've noticed when streaming is that it seems like you'll get a lot of people when you very first start streaming, or like if like the stream goes down and you have to, and it like disconnects for a little bit and then comes back. I get more people, and I think it might be something about it like pushing the stream up because it's a freshly started stream or something. This one. All right, let's try launching now. Yeah, I've got a lot of different versions of Java installed. It's crazy because it's like, isn't like Java 8 newer than Java 17 or something? I don't know. Yeah, heck yeah, go update your Java or something. I don't know if it changes anything, but but who knows? Theoretically, it's not bad to update stuff. Sometimes with like older systems it messes things up, but like, if it's a modern thing, it probably shouldn't matter. Okay, we're going through these pictures pretty fast. Okay, we're on this one that frequently causes a crash, and it caused a crash that time. Yippee! Okay. why why do we, why, I guess we just keep downloading Java. We just keep downloading. Maybe it was. Hold on. Let me pull up. This person said that they were having issues. There was a person that said they were having issues, and then they like downgraded their um. That's funny. I never kept up with Java much. Um. So it's not one of the languages I'm super familiar with, but like a lot of the stuff um with what Java does was like very confusing. Okay, this is not what I'm wanting. What am I going for? I wish I could find. I saw a thread, somebody talking about um specifically. Hold on. I'm looking. Oh my god. Okay. There was a person who said that they had one version of Java, and then they upgraded, and then it caused issues, and then they downgraded and it went back. But I really, if I could find the post that I had seen earlier that was talking about why it crashed. Okay, maybe I just go back to my history today. No, that's not it. What was I? DuckDuckGo, exit code, Java error code, exit code, rip the homies. Ah, I think I found it. Okay. Okay, they went back to this person was using thing sucks. Person was using 11.0.8 like 19 and then went back. Okay, hold on. I'm going to download a different version of Java. We're going to have so many versions of Java on this stupid computer by the time we're done. Yeah, I remember the big thing with Java was like wasn't there like a time when Oracle was trying to like make everyone pay to code in Java, and then like everybody hated that. So like they had to like go back on it, but they didn't like fully go back on it. Yeah. It was dude, I don't know what's with these people. It's crazy. I like I don't know. I get the you still have to make an Oracle account to download official Oracle JDK. That's crazy. It's like one thing. I mean, if you're like making a language to start with and you want it to be like that, I guess is one thing compared to like they're taking like cuz like there's a lot of ways that people have been doing this bait and switch type stuff recently where like they build this reputation of um wait, hold on. I got my thing ready. So hold on. I gotta make sure 17.14 Java Eclipse go. Uh let's see. Yeah. No, but they've been doing this. There's a lot of companies that have been doing this that bait and switch where like they get started on like this idea of oh it's like open source or not even open source but it's like free to use or like Java really pushed it with the whole Java works on every device kind of thing. And then like later on they're like okay now that we have everyone let's let's make them pay. Right, right. Um, God, I'm gonna go insane. That's okay. What what issue can't be fixed by just downloading a different version of Java? You know, like I feel like that can solve a lot of problems. See, the issue is what appears to be happening is there's some kind of point where it's trying to like divide by zero, as far as I can tell. From what I've been looking up with the error reports, Java is attempting to divide by zero at some point, and that's why it keeps failing. And it could also be because of like permissions. Since I'm on Linux, like it keeps trying to do something it doesn't have access to, and Linux just sends an error that is the same as the kind of error that happens when you divide by zero. So who even knows what's going on? Who knows what's happening? There's no telling really. Like realistically, there's no one knows. Not a single person. Uh but yeah, they've been doing that kind of thing. They've been doing that thing a lot recently. I mean, look at like all these companies. I mean, remember when Unity tried to do um they tried to make everyone pay developers pay for like when their people installed the customers installed their game. I'm running Ubuntu. I don't have Mint. I probably should have done Mint. I probably should try Mint. I not even it wouldn't even be that hard for me to just change distros at a whim. I've got most of my stuff just saved. Uh, uh I mean, eventually we got to get this downloaded. We got to get this Java Java-ing gods. This one I'm downloading from Mojang. So it's actually kind of taking a little bit. But I'm downloading like an older version from Mojang. So maybe this older version works now or something. Not same, I guess. It's different. We're fine. But yeah, I remember when Unity tried to do that junk of like, yeah, we'll make people pay to install games made with Unity, and it's like that's what's wrong with you guys? 7 17.1. Maybe there's some sort of option I can press, I can check, fix everything. But what that option is far from my understanding so far. We're doing live debugging is my favorite thing to do. Every once in a while something pops up on the screen. See? Like we get a little bit of color in our lives. Please don't crash. Please. Begging you to not crash. No. Okay. See, the thing is, it's not crashing on older versions. I can run older versions just fine. It's whatever got updated because like man, why does this version crash? Why does the new why does new version of Modpack crash me? Shouldn't be doing that. God. 0.9.4. Uh, okay. What if I just put in TerrafirmaGreg crash, and then what if I just like sort by stuff that's happened in the past week? Uh, right. Okay, that's not helping. Oh, what? 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 Wait, what was that? Just for the carry-on mod. Why did you send me to... I do have carry-on mod, though. I think that's one that I added carry-on personally. Can I change version? No. For updates? Not do that. Okay. Well, I mean, sure. While I'm looking through these, we'll disable the carry-on mod and see if that fixes it. List of impact structures on Earth. Why would it send me to a wiki for that? What is an impact structure? Oh, those are craters. Okay. From like asteroids. Has nothing to do with what I was doing. Crashed again. Hmm. You know, this is starting to be a very frustrating bug. Can I skip Java compatibility check? That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help. This isn't gonna help, but I want to try it anyways. We're gonna have some load-bearing mods in here somewhere, I think. God, I love load-bearing mods. Yeah, I didn't fix it. Okay, okay. Hold on. We've got plenty of time. We've got like an hour and a half to figure this out, right? I'm gonna try with the memory stuff. Hold on. Let's try this. I did try this once before, and I think it may have helped, but I think it also didn't. What? Nope. Crash. This is not. It's. Let's see. It's trying to. It's running through. It's creating config GUI factories. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's from the configured mod. Interesting. Hold on. I don't want to get rid of that mod because configured um really it really helps. I can change the version. Okay, but it's at the currently the best version. Okay. I'm going to try disabling this mod and see if this fixes it. We're going to have like 8 different versions of of Java on here just for fun, I guess. My favorite pastime is installing Java. It's definitely okay. All right. Okay, default options. Loaded default options for key maps. So configured seem to not fix that. Okay. Here is a mod called default options, which I don't recall actually being part of the original. Okay, I think we're narrowing things down. And crash, right? Right, right, yeah, no. See, it's... Maybe it was both. I could try the configured. We just slowly turn each one of these mods off, and then eventually one of them causes it to work. I think it has something to do with the loading screen, to be honest. I don't know how, but I think it does. Okay. See, at this point, it's like trying several things, and it's just not working. Okay. It's got to be something to, like, is it gonna be something to do with the loading screen? Drippy loading screen? What if I turn this off? What if I just click this button and turn this off? Okay, so now we don't have a fancy loading screen. Huh? Okay, it crashed. It still crashed. It has nothing to do with the loading screen. God, I wish this came with more of a report on what the heck is even happening here. All right, let me turn back. Let me turn the loading screen back on because apparently that's not it. Except for the fact that. Wait, what's this? I turn this off. I press launch and we try again. Run it back, everyone. We're going back in. Uh. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that other things aren't going wrong, I guess. It's been relatively smooth today, except for the problems with Minecraft itself, I think, is probably the biggest issue. But I don't think that has anything to do with Minecraft. I think it just has something to do with whatever I'm doing. There's something. There's something that's changed here and is causing my computer just have a complete conniption fit. Are we doing the thing where it takes forever to crash now? Is that what's going on, or did we actually load? Or is this a is it I got in. I'm in. Chat, I'm in. Hold on. What did I do? What change? What did I change? Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. I went on a whim. I there's a mod called Load My Effing Tags, and I remember getting an error from that when I first tried to do all this, and I disabled it. Okay, let's try again. Just because it launched once might not mean that it's fixed. Okay, let me go in. Let me change the Java version and everything back so that we're on a more up-to-date Java version. There's 6 different versions of Java 17 installed on this computer now, so we'll just have to just ignore that. I'm gonna set it back to what it was running originally. Okay, everything else should be good. Launch, and we'll see if it works this time again. And if it does, I have figured out the issue. Whatever was causing the issue, it was probably that tags um one, which I don't know exactly what that mod does. It just says that it makes loading tags easier, but something about that messed things up. Oh my god, and I start having a few frames get dropped. Okay, it crashed. All right. We're dropping a little bit of frames, but that's not gonna matter because we crashed again anyways. Let's see. All right. So let's go back to the other version of Java. This one here. Okay. All right. So we got in once. Now it's not wanting to do it. Let me try setting everything back to the way it was when I got it working. Okay. Uh Come on. Crash. So, what the heck? Why why does removing that mod Why did removing that mod let me get in one time, but now it doesn't? Do that and try this. This is a very frustrating bug that I'm having because as you can see, every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, it does allow us into the game. Uh Crash? Crash? No. Yep, crash. Huh. All right. What? What is going on here? This is gotta be one of the most frustrating bugs I've ever encountered because it doesn't make sense. What is feral game mode? What is feral game? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna use that anyways. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. It keeps recommending Java versions that aren't ones that are helpful. Okay. I guess more of just like going through like logs. Logs. Wait, okay. I think I found a separate. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Got like 30 something logs from today. Okay. These logs are super helpful. Uh, I am in the black void. I scream in the void. Eh. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of these have. Yeah. Okay. A lot of these are all having the same kind of issues. Can I do past week? Not what I was looking. Oh, meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. As stale. I'm glad that we have marked this issue as stale and one that doesn't be getting any sort of. What's this from? Adoptium. Yeah, my favorite is that like you'll come across like posts where people have like posted the same problem, but then like nobody ever responded to it. Let's see. Huh. What is this? About a guy named Greg Kinnear is passed away, but apparently it's also this was a actor killed by internet death hoax. What does that mean? boy. You know, it's one of those things where it's like we downloaded a fresh copy and tried to run it from there, and it just didn't work there either. So it's like, what exactly is causing this problem? It's got to be some kind of new thing that they added in, but what exactly? Because like older versions are running. What exactly is it? What exactly? Whatever. We'll just run it like this. We'll see how it goes. Uh, yeah. See, it crashes there every single time. What is it? Oh man. Hmm. Let's see. Somebody also mentioned something about resources window. Let's see. Back and forth. Okay, hold on. There might be thing here. Okay. We're gonna try something. Shut up. Dependency issues. Dependency issues. That's fine. What do you mean? Okay, let's try launching it with this. It might not even launch. Okay, it's currently launching. Meow, 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 meow. Do you ever see the thing where Billie Eilish like did that version, the meow meow version of the song at a concert once, which I thought was really funny. That's pretty cool too. It's cool that we have musicians who are in on memes and stuff about their songs. Uh oh. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Let's try it again. Run it back. See if it works. I'm excited for the part where this just crashes again. But let's see. Hold out hope. seems promising. Okay, I'm back in. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time, just for posterity's sake, just to make sure. But what the issue is, it seems like I don't remember what this stuff is called, but it's um the L LWJGL. I don't know what that thing is. Not familiar enough with Java and um what is that anyway? LWJGL. It's a library. Yeah, the lightweight Java game library. Apparently, updating that from 3.3.1. Uh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I found a thread talking about how something was causing these. It's something like way entirely different. It seems. Um, but it seems like updating that from 3.3.1 to 3.3.2 seems to be is what's called what is fixing the issue. It makes sense that a library for creating windows and rendering things, I I it makes sense that that was what was causing the issue because it kind of seemed like it was like trying to get to that point and then it was like right before the menu. So I wonder if it was having some kind of issue trying to render the main screen, which might be why it was causing like some sort of divide by zero error, it seemed. Oh my god. Okay, as long as I didn't mess it up by clicking to a different window when I press that. Come on, I think you can get through it. I believe in you, Minecraft. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Well, I think I fixed it then. I think we fixed it. Oh my god. It seems to just be working. It launched 3 times in a row with no issues, which I think is more than enough to kind of give us a good idea of what's going on. I think this means it's fixed. Okay. Now all right. So there's a couple different things here though. I think I think what I want to do, cuz we have an hour left in on stream, okay? So I'm thinking what we can do is instead of starting a new world now, because I think an hour for to like start a new world is probably not a huge amount of time to get a whole lot of interesting stuff done. So my vote is that we make a creative world that we're going to use to do testing and stuff anyways. We always need a creative world. And I vote we kind of go through the book and read up on what has changed and what is different now. And then tomorrow we'll start our new season 2 of TerrafirmaGreg. So let's go ahead. We'll prepare for world creation. Because we gotta have a plan when we go in too. I have a plan on what I'm gonna do in the new world. I have some ideas. Okay. We're gonna call this creative world. We're gonna put this on creative. Doesn't matter any of this stuff. World. Can I change this? Can I change any of this? No, the flat bedrock doesn't do anything. Okay, I can't actually change away from the Terra Firma Craft world type. I don't know why they completely disable that when we're talking about like I should be able to do whatever I want. There are a couple we'll disable that. We are going to do, hold on. We need Advanced time of day off. Update weather off. That way, as a creative world, preview world, experiments. Ooh, cancel. Data packs. Cancel. And I can't change the world type at all. Okay. So we're gonna do this. The time of day and the weather shouldn't advance. So there's also a couple other things I wanna do. To get a creative world set up for us to do our testing. If they're not gonna let me have a super flat world at the start, I can do things to sort of make it into a super flat world. Okay. All right. This is a terrible place to start because there's so much water in here. Okay. Can I do the fill command? Did I disable my, like, you can see all the cool stuff about my computer if you really want. Does this have No, it still has it has the things turned on so that I can see my coordinates, which is whatever, it doesn't matter too much. Can I still do, yeah, I can do that. Did I get any extra cool things installed? Oh, well, that's the music player. I don't really care too much about that. Okay. All right, chat. We're here to look through stuff. We're also here to check. Yeah, this is a weird place to be in. Okay, cool. Let's look at our books. TerrafirmaGreg. Let's see what's different in here, okay? This is normal. Normal. Armor trims. I never really did mess with that, but that's normal. Damage types, fertilizers, jarring, heating. I feel like this was different, but okay. Cowl and clay, very good stuff. Canning, paper making, powder kegs. This is all the same. Artisanal. This was something that I added in, so this is slightly different. That's not going to be in the base game as much. Water flasks. Firmalife. Okay, I don't... Oh, pie? Pizza? Pasta? Burritos? Oh my god, okay. What? They didn't have these before. Pie. Okay. Butter is the base of many such food. Okay, hold on. Let's start from the beginning. Herbalife allows the creation of a variety of delectable baked goods. This chapter will give you all you need to start eating delicious and creative meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Butter is the base of many such foods. Using a mixing bowl, combine 100 millibuckets of cream with 1 item of salt. Cream is made by sealing a bucket of milk in a barrel with a cheesecloth. In a mixing bowl, combine butter, flour. That's the wrong spelling of flour, I'm pretty sure. Sweetener, sugar, or honey to make a pie dough. To directly make pumpkin pie, mix in an egg, 2 pumpkin chunks, flour, and a sweetener. Craft it in a pie pan, bake it in an oven. Pumpkin pie dough goes into a pie pan, comes out of the oven. A filled pie. Pie pan can be smith on an anvil from cast iron. Pie dough preserves and a pie pan will give you a filled pie. What about nutritional information? Okay, it's not going to tell me from here. Okay. Pizzas. Okay, to make pizza, mix dough, salt, basil leaves. I think this was already in Firmalife. I just never did anything with it because it was just pizza. Pizza is made from 1 to 3 of vegetables, cooked meats, or fruits, and 1 shredded cheese and 1 tomato sauce. Okay. Actually, you could probably get pretty good food out of this then. 1 to 3 vegetables, cooked meats, or fruit. So if you did a vegetable, a cooked meat, and a fruit, and then the cheese counts as dairy, and then the sauce counts as probably more vegetables, and then the crust is going to count as the dough is probably going to count as a grain. Okay, and then wait, I want to see the pastas. Egg and rice noodles. Okay, what is this? Egg and rice. Egg or rice flour, maize flour, salt, and um a bucket of milk gives you rice noodles. Flour, egg, salt, and milk gives you egg noodles. So you need maize flour as well as rice flour if you're going to be doing rice pasta. Lasagna can be made directly from egg noodles with tomato sauce, cooked meat, and oregano, which can then be baked in the oven. We can do pasta with tomato sauce. And can I not add any more? Is this going to give me a nutrition? It doesn't give me the nutrition when I'm looking at it in here. And then we got burritos. The journey of making a tortilla is a long process. Wonderful. Yeah, this sounds about right. You mix maize with lime water to make nixtamal. Nixtamal. Yeah, I guess that is how you spell it. Or pronounce it. Probably. Or nixtamal. Nick nick nick. Masa flour. Yeah. And then masa flour can be made into a tortilla. Tortilla can be heated up. Baking the tortilla in an oven makes a taco shell. We can make tortilla chips, nachos, salsa, a burrito, shredded cheese, tomato sauce, a vegetable, and salsa, and the taco. Same ingredients except with the taco shell instead of the corn tortilla. Okay. I do also have to check something. I want to check furnace. Oh yeah, obviously I can't make. Okay. I did change a couple things to make it to like remove a bunch of recipes for a few things, but a lot of this it's still. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so it removed a lot of those weird. What does this do? What does this do? What does this do? Chalk? Can I write on the ground? Okay. What is okay. Alright. Alright. Focus. Okay, so burritos and tacos are fine. So we got some new food options, which are pretty good. The Nether. Okay, okay. This is something that I really need to read up on because this is something that got added in with this version, and we did not have anything like that, like this in the original TerrafirmaGreg. Okay, so what is the Beneath? The Beneath is a network of very deep caves directly below the overworld. This dimension is balanced around mid to late primitive age. It is more dangerous than the surface, so we recommend a full set of bronze armor and a metal shield as a minimum, as well as plenty of food, water, and other tools. It differs from the usual Nether experience in a few ways. You enter it differently, which looks like there's a link that I can click on there. Water doesn't instantly evaporate. That's very nice. Bed works like normal. Traveling beneath is no faster than the overworld. Okay, so there's no such. We're not going to have to do like, we can't do like portal traveling. I guess technically we kind of can, but it would be the same. In return, you can find resources like cowling clay, graphite, richer and more exposed ore veins, as well as other treasures. I wonder, does that mean we can't find those resources in the overworld anymore, or are they just easier to find there? I guess it would be a good way of finding it if you can't find it in like the overworld or you don't want to travel all that way. Okay. To travel beneath, simply stand on overworld bedrock for a little while. To return, stand directly below the ceiling bedrock in the same fashion. Okay. Is a good idea to make a note of where you entered so you can return to the same place in the overworld whenever you're ready to leave. So we are going to have to dig down to bedrock for that. Biomes. Okay. The beneath has a full set of new biomes to explore. Most are split up into two categories, upper and lower. The upper biomes are only found higher up, while lower ones are closer to lava. The Lush Hollow, humid and full of greenery, the most hospitable area for an underground base. Underground base would be interesting. Decaying caverns, nature's recyclers are hard at work in this damp region full of rot. Webbed lair, no prizes for guessing what lives here, probably a bunch of spiders. Also features huge travertine pillars. Ash forest, what remains of the lush hollows after the frequent fires caused by the heat. Lava flows, ore-rich pyroxenite area crisscrossed with rivers of lava. The basalt deltas, I'm gonna assume, yeah, that's just the same thing as the nether. Cool. Deep caverns between the other biomes are more plain areas of either gabbro, schist, granite, diorite, and gneiss. Okay, so interesting. Burp flower has power to change blocks into other blocks. It can be found all over the beneath. The burp flower has a facing direction, which is the direction that it performs the action in. Behind it, place sulfur powder to charge it. Soon, if there's sulfur, the burp flower will charge and you'll have a yellow sulfuric flower. It then soon will make a burping sound and expel sulfuric smoke. Shroom lights can be changed into a random frog light, so that's probably the main thing that we do, because I don't think there's a way to get frog lights in this otherwise. Ores and minerals. Okay. The ores you can find beneath... Hey, I thought I turned off the day and night cycle. Hold on. Game rule. Do daylight cycle. Oops, no. False. And time set noon. Alright, that sun shouldn't move anymore. Okay. Consult the ores and TFG category for exact details. Okay. Migmatite? What does it do? Who knows? Oh, these are rock types. Metamorphic rocks. Travertine. Sedentary rock. Okay. What is this? Anthracite is a powerful fuel. It can be found in migmatite in the upper half of the beneath. Sylvite is a fertilizer. That's it. That's it. Piglins. There are piglins down here. You can trade with piglins in the same way you can trade with them in vanilla with gold ingots. You can find piglins in almost every beneath biome. Every biome throughout the beneath. Okay. So here's all the stuff they can give us. And this is in exchange for a single gold ingot. Cooked venison, ghost peppers, gunpowder. Okay, so nothing super interesting from piglins. Raiding a bastion might be very dangerous, but it can also be very rewarding. You can find things like gold, rose gold, pig iron, black bronze, and silver ingots, black bronze weapons, tools, and armor. Kaolin clay and graphite, permanent light sources, cloth, leather, seeds, and food, and other treasures. That would be a very interesting thing for us to go explore at some point. Staying hydrated. Juicer. Water will not instantly... However, there's also the option of crafting the juicer. Okay. The juicer is a drinking vessel that allows the compression of mushrooms and fruit into water. The single slot user interface automatically processes inserted mushrooms into water. These mushrooms spawn all over the beneath. Fresh fruits such as glowberries may also be squeezed into water. You can also find water and hot springs in the upper areas of the beneath. Okay. This thing actually might be pretty good just in general, because like you can just fill it with like berries or something, depending on where you live. Temperature management. The beneath is hot. Temperature starts at 15°C at the very top and gets hotter as you descend. Burlap and silk clothing will help, but there are some other ways to stay cool. Water can be found all over. Ice. It's cool. Blue steel equipment. So the blue steel diving set is probably something we kind of want before we end up going into the beneath. Unless it still uses the tubes. Let me check. Blue steel diving. Okay. No, it looks like it doesn't use anything super interesting. Aside from lava-proof hide. Um, let's see. Do I have back? Hold on, I want to look at these for a second. Okay, I don't think it matters. You can put your lanterns on your back too. Um. Oh, right. Steel drum. And this is the same. Does the copper uh diving, does this still use? It doesn't. They changed it. This used to use polyethylene tubes, but this doesn't, which is actually really nice because it means you can probably go do stuff underwater a lot sooner than the other ones. Yeah, because this is not that hard to make. That's gonna be real nice. We'll be able to do underwater stuff sooner than we were able to in the other version. Okay. Blue steel equipment. Lava-proof hides can be obtained from the native red elk or looted from bastions. Oh, this is all the rest. I could have just flipped the page. Okay. The Hell Forge. Now, this is some interesting stuff here. The Hell Forge is a gratuitously large forge with high capacity for fuel, products, and heating. It is constructed from hell bricks, anthracite, and pyroxenite aqueducts. The Hellforge requires lava to flow in aqueducts in its four corners, as well as 21 hell bricks. The 3x3 center must be filled with anthracite piles, which may then be lit to start the forge. The atom slots of the Hellforge may contain fuel or things to be smelted. There's no distinction. Be careful what you put in, okay? There are also slots for melting things, as with the charcoal forge. The lava meter on the screen indicates temperature as well as the visual movement of its items in the world. Okay. So this just sounds like a more advanced smelter. Yeah, I mean, that kind of is it, right? It's just a more advanced smelter that works off of lava. Very interesting. The unposter. The unposter is used to grow mushrooms. Mushrooms and nether crops can be deposited into it. When it is by a mushroom, it will consume the items inside to multiply that mushroom in the area around it once a day. Interesting. Mushrooms. Love mushrooms. I'm sure they'll become useful. And that's just extra stuff. Okay. This already had that in my mod pack. Okay, Arbor Formercraft. Oh my god, what is this? Tapping index. This is the list of every tappable tree in the world sorted alphabetically. Climate data will tell you what temperature and rainfall the tree can appear in, while tapping data will tell you details regarding production, flow rate, and whether the tree produces only in spring. We have maple, which will produce maple sap to be processed into maple sugar. Spring exclusive, yes, so this only produces in spring. Let's see. Maximum rainfall, minimum rainfall. Birch. Birch sap to make into birch sugar. The Hava tree. Do I have? I don't know. Okay. That's fine. That wood is fine. Produces latex, sticky resin, and rubber. Minimum temperature for production, 22°C. That's going to be important. They do have max temperature for production as well. So these maple and birch trees will really only be making will be producing their sap and everything in like colder environments. This one will only really be doing it in warmer environments. Rubber fig. Okay, so this one can work in. Oh, I see. So like this tree here has a higher flow rate, makes latex, which can be produced into sticky resin and rubber. This one does the same, but it has a lower minimum temperature for production. So the rubber fig will be used in those colder climates, but it has a lower flow rate. Ah, okay. And Kapoke will produce at, or Kapok, or however it's pronounced, has a very low flow rate of only 1 millibucket, but it also, the minimum temperature for production is 1 degree Celsius. So it will produce pretty much all the time. Whereas the other ones will only produce in like the ideal temperatures, but they will produce more. Ooh, aspen. Conifer pitch. Oh, interesting. Conifer pitch can be made into sticky resin and conifer rosin, which means not rubber, but maybe it's used for something else. It can at least be used to make sticky resin, so that means that there's a good option for really cold environments. Spruce, okay. This will also make sticky resin. Okay, what is... I'll have to look into that. White cedar, okay, so they got some really good options. Okay, they've got really good options for cold environments, so we don't necessarily have to... Because, like, spruce is producing a lot of conifer pitch. So that's really good because it will... It means we don't necessarily have to set up in a warm area. Tapping trees. Some types of trees can be tapped for fluids or for useful fluids. By default, maple and birches can be tapped for sugary saps, and rubber figs and hevia can be tapped for latex. Saps can be concentrated into syrup and used as sweetener, while latex can be processed into rubber. 3 things are required to tap a tree. The tree itself, a tree tap, which must be forged from wrought iron and placed in the middle of a trunk at least 3 blocks tall, and a barrel, which must be placed directly below the tap, facing upwards. If the conditions are right, your barrel will immediately begin to fill with sap. Not all trees produce all the time. Yeah. I read through most of that and got that. Concentrated enough to boil the sap in a pot twice to create a sap concentrate, and a second time to create a syrup. Don't forget to stir the pot by putting a stick in an input slot, or the pot will never boil. Syrup and in a jug can be crafted into solid sugar for use in baking. You only produce buckets of syrup for every 50 buckets of maple sap, or 1 for every 100 buckets of birch sap. So we need to keep multiple pots boiling at the same time if you want to make any amount of syrup. Okay. Boiling latex in a pot with powdered sulfur, solid rubber can be formed. Now, if only it were useful for something. Wonderful. So, I'm confused. I want to look up conifer, this stuff. Conifer pitch. So this gets used in a pot to make... Oh, okay. I can choose to make it into either sticky resin or conifer rosin. And the sticky resin is going to be used for a lot of things, right? We can make it tape. Resin circuit boards are going to be the big thing at the start. Resistors. More resistors. Grappling hook. Interesting. Okay. What is this stuff used for? Candles. Large waterproof hides. So it acts as wax. That's probably the biggest thing, is it acts as wax. Actually, that's kind of the only thing. But that is interesting because it means that we have access to a form of wax that isn't gained through bees, which is probably a really good thing to have. Vacuumizing. Cool. Water breathing pill. What? Spring water. Tricalcium phosphate. Breathing ingredients. Water breathing ingredients and wax, which is just saltpeter or charcoal powder. This is interesting. Okay, so we can make some sort of potion. Okay. Let's see. Cast iron grill already had that from does this give me? Oh. Oh, okay. Cool. Beneath. Due to a limitation, watercrafts created with these materials are not impervious to lava. You will sink and burn. Okay. Been some hardwoods warped. Interesting. It's a shame that you can't do those in lava. Let's see. Is the sloop built the same way? It sure seems that way. Okay. All of these are probably built the same way. It's the same thing. Ooh. Okay. Ah, sweet. Okay. This version does come with low tier hazardous material stuff. Ugh. This is important because previously we didn't have access to these face masks that would protect you from inhalation issues. Rubber gloves, leather glove mittens, protects from skin contact. Does this? Okay. Oh, prepared leather gloves, latex soaked gloves, and then rubber gloves. Okay. So that's a process to make rubber gloves. Okay. These are the other ways. Okay. So we have low level ways of dealing with hazards now, which is going to be really nice. Okay. Regular hammer can be used quickly, but not result in drop doors. It can still be used for extracting stone blocks, however. Pickaxe, mining hammer, ore processing. I'll figure that out once we get to that point. God, that's a lot. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff. Okay. Well, I'll deal with that later. Casting channels, not interesting. Anvil working guide, basic automation. Let's see, coke ovens, item pipes, fluid pipes. I already know that stuff. Inventory management. Okay, hold on. We'll get there. Blast furnace tips, compressed fire clay. I already know all that stuff. Automation. I already know that. Infinite resources. Okay. Water, seawater, and lava are all renewable through a hose pulley and a single source block of fluid. Right. Mind the power over a few of them. Okay. Stone dusts are used to get a lot of other stuff. And dimensional terrariums, which are much higher level. Okay, inventory management. Let's see if they've gotten us some good things here. You had a few vessels, made a few wooden crests, but you have to do backpack can double your on-person inventory. Yes, yes. Backpack is very important. Crates from TerrafirmaGreg. Yes. Cast iron screws. There's fish in the water over there. Bronze crate. Bronze drum. Super storage. Applied energistics. That's it? Okay, so they didn't add any lower level inventory management stuff, unfortunately. Okay, so that's all of that book. We got through that in about half an hour. Okay, let's read through the quests. I want to see how this is different, okay? I don't care about this part here. I want this part here first. Oh god, this is a lot. This is a lot of stuff, actually. This is an insane amount. Yeah, yeah, dear God, that's a lot of branches. Yes, thank you. Quest chapter gives you a lot, maybe a lot of tips. Right. Okay, none of the quests are necessary for progression, although some may be locked behind main quest exist. Okay. Small vessels, materials for a backpack, sleeping bag not included. Very good. This is one of the big things. The tool belt. Uh, yeah. Yeah, tool belt, wrought iron plate, not that bad. Gods. Okay. Backpack upgrades. You'll need access to steel. Ooh, crafting upgrade. That's a good one. That's a good one. Steel, upgrade base. Steel, okay. Aluminium backpack. Aluminium steel backpack. Yeah. Okay. Advanced upgrades. This definitely looks like this quest book is a lot better put together than um our previous ones. The than the previous quest. Looks like they've done a pretty good job with all of this. Miscellaneous tips, okay. Digger helmet. Hmm. Digger helmet is a helmet you can wear that automatically lights up your surroundings, hands free, useful when your main hand is occupied and your offhand is equipped with a shield. It requires a bit of glowstone to craft. Maybe you can reach to the beneath for some early game access. Important. Digger helmet itself works thanks to a specific setting of sodium dynamic lights. You'll have to have toggled dynamic entity light for it to work properly. How do I make this? Oh, that's not that bad. Just a little bit of glowstone. Okay, chalk. Draw different symbols on blocks. They are very useful for cave exploring. Chalk box can store multiple chalk pieces in a single inventory slot. Not only that, you can add some of sort of glowing items such as glowstone to make your chalk doodles glow in the dark. Very interesting. We'll have to look into that. A tape measure. Perimeter or length, especially useful in building large projects. Okay. That'll be useful. Grappling hook. This is going to be an interesting one. Finding 4 pieces of rope coil and a wrought iron pickaxe head, you can create a grappling hook, an ideal tool for scaling big mountains, exploring large caves, and traversing the world. It contains an upgrade system that allows you to combine your hook with combine and modify your hook. God. Repairing your hook. All your grappling hook upgrades are stored as NBT data inside the item. This means trying to repair your hook using another grappling hook will destroy all your upgrades. Very important. Instead, you should place your grappling hook and some wrought iron dust in a workbench to repair it. Very good. Okay. Upgrading your grappling hook consists of adding or removing items to it via the workbench. See all the upgrades you can apply. Okay, I'll have to come back to this later. Upgrades cannot be overridden. If you want to upgrade from an LV motor to an MV motor, you need to remove the LV motor. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, I don't know. This one doesn't have an actual description. Grapple length. I'm assuming that this increases the length of your grapple. So you can also upgrade it with a motor. The smart motor enables the smart motor system. It requires a motor upgrade to be installed first. Okay. A repulsion field causes you to be repelled from nearby blocks. Caution be taken as a high level repulsor strike may cause you to take fall damage. Okay. Hook magnet. Hook to be attracted to any nearby block. Interesting. I'm sure these will make more sense later. Throw speed. This is what? Sticky rope, throw speed, double hook. Okay, that'll be really cool. 0.5 gravity upgrade causes your hook to... This means that it'll be affected by gravity by a factor of half. Give it helium gas to do that. Okay. Grappling hook upgrade 0 gravity. And tweaks. Using a wrench, you can tweak the upwards angle of when you throw the hook, while the screwdriver is used to tweak the horizontal angle of the double hook upgrade. Alright, so that's interesting. Exposure. This one is a fun mod that I never really got the chance to mess around with it, but exposure is a fun mod. I'm glad they have a bunch of things for that. Etched, music player mod that allows you to play music discs in new ways, including custom discs that play any song you want as long as it is in Bandcamp, SoundCloud, as well as in-game sounds via sound events. I'll have to look into that and see. Okay, we got glass blowing here. Um, let's see, glass basin blocks. Can I? Okay, I see. Okay, brass, lamps, olive oil. While it's more difficult to craft than other fuels, it'll last for 83 days. Yep, access to electric machines even at LV will make the process less painful. Wonderful. I'm glad they added some more stuff because making olive oil was pretty painful. Did they let me look that up actually. What did they do? Ah, I see. You can process it in a distillery now. That's very nice. And the mixer. Okay, I'm glad they added those recipes in. Heated recipe tier LS. How do I make this now? Okay, it's black steel to make the blaze burner, which is very nice. A block of coke too instead of a block of coal, which I guess is just coal with extra steps, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit. It is actually just extra steps onto that. Charcoal pile. Already know how to do charcoal piles. That's TFC. Thatch bed. Loom. And eventually the bed. Burlap cloth, wool, pineapple leather, silk cloth, unrefined paper. Okay. I really do need to get... Pineapples are a big thing that we have. Um, does this tell me? Ooh. It looks like the electric greenhouse might actually be able to properly work now, I think. Yeah. It used to be that the greenhouse... Oh wait, no. Currently due to some errors in GTCU regarding forge capacities, outputs rotten food. That's not very helpful. Pineapple, pineapple. Unfortunately, pineapple. Pineapple? Pineapple is going to be I think it was in Firmalife. But I don't know if there was an addition for that. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Pump fluid into them with the. Okay, well, I'll look at that later. Ooh, walking canes. They added that into the game. That's okay. That's interesting. Okay, walking canes are really good. Oh, and they give you step height too. Oh. I'm glad they added that into the game because that was a very popular add-on that ooh, status effects. It's a very popular add-on that they didn't have previously. While potion brewing is not accessible, you can make other consumable items to obtain status effects. Okay. Salves. So a salve is any type of medicine usually applied to the skin. These provide a different set of effects compared to pills and tablets such as fire resistance and instant health, but require relatively complex chemistry. So we can apply absorption, fire resistance, invisibility, luck, resistance, and instant health. Uh ooh. What is this? This might be a little bit more difficult to make. Iron dust, oh, nitration mixture, acidic, handle with care. Okay. All right. That'll be fun to look into. What else do we have? Tablets. Tablets last considerably longer. They sure do. Dang. Tablets, these are lasting. Oh my god. Anti poison cures all harmful effects. A weakness tablet, which I'm not sure what that's going to be useful for. Water breathing tablet, speed tablet, slowness tablet, regeneration tablet, poison tablet, night vision tablet, and haste tablet. Okay, that should be. I think that's the upgraded version of these ones, the pills. Yeah, these because these are different. These apply different effects aside from. Well, no, actually, they apply a bunch of different effects. Pills. Mixing wax, some spring water, and some unique ingredients will grant you pills. Yeah. Okay, so like a haste pill, wax, tricalcium phosphate, and sugar with spring water give us a haste pill. These last 8 minutes too. Yeah, these last like 8 minutes. Night vision pill, that's a really big one. Tricalcium phosphate, I'll have to figure out how the heck we're able to make that earlier on, but um appetite ore seems to be a big one. Yeah. Okay. So that's really cool. Okay. So having those extra okay, we also have the aged alcohol. Aging alcohol beverages resulting flasks will grant useful. Okay, yeah. These are also important. We got beer, cider, rum, sake. Okay, so we have sake in the game now. Vodka, whiskey, corn whiskey, and rye whiskey. I think sake is the only one that was like added in. Yeah, this is just rice flour. I don't think we had sake in the original or in the previous version. Okay. This questing branch should help us out. Terminal, what is this? Building only. Oh. This is good. How much does this cost? That is not that hard to make. Okay, so we'll definitely want one of those eventually. Let's see. Long distance items, long distance pipeline. This isn't that interesting. Let's see, what's this? Smart filter. Why is it? What is a smart filter? Okay. None of these are actual, like they all just kind of seem to be the same thing. Okay. Let's storage filters. I know enough about filters and item stuff. Smart item filter, item tag filter, Nano Saber. Okay. Yeah. That's EV though. That's a while. Why is this also labeled smart filter? There are like, hold on. I feel like a couple things have been getting misnamed. Smart filter. Smart filter. Smart filter. What is going on here? Okay. All right. All right. Face mask. We already learned about that. Small and large vessels. We know enough about this. Let's see. Materials for backpack. This isn't until we get to HV. Tool belt. It's good. Okay. This is just progression on the backpack. We read about the juicer. We know about clothes. We know about that stuff. We know about these things. Let's see. We learned about this. Make sure to dig out a large space above the bedrock where you'll be standing, so when you get teleported back to the overworld, the game won't send you to some random cave trying to search for enough airblocks. Okay. Okay, we read about that. Yeah, make a waypoint using my map, but I turned off my map. Okay. Preservation. This is an interesting one because I need to look up. I need to read a bit into this. Rotten food is not fit for consumption, though you can feed it to pigs. Diving in TFG will require finding ways to stretch the shelf life of food as much as possible. This quest goes into detail about several preservation measures. I really just didn't do preservation in my previous game, did I? All preservation modifiers stack on top of each other. Okay, so we have the oven. I These are all just the preservation. This is Firmalife stuff. Greenhouse, grow crops, blah blah blah. Beekeeping. They fertilize neighbor crops, assuming you have the correct trait. You'll be able to obtain useful resources such as wax, honey. Let's see, bees are a little bit ridiculous. Bees are a bit overpowered in this game. I'll be real with you. Yeah. Beekeeping, beekeeper armor, harvesting at nighttime using a campfire using beekeeper armor. Honey, this is fine. This is good. Beeswax. This is I already knew about that. Scrape the frames. Candles. Candles are fun. They don't really they're not really helpful though. Wait, these stay for lit for a month and 2 days. They must have changed the timer on. I gotta check that. Oh, I gotta check that in my config because I changed the timer. I changed the time on torches at some point, and no gods, a lot of stuff. It's like in TFC. Um, let's see. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check the changes for some of these because I did make a couple small changes. I made a change to the torch length. Maybe I didn't maybe I didn't maybe I didn't do that much though. Let's see. The Jade plugins. Hold on one second. Uh, whoa. No, I'm not seeing anything interesting. Okay. Sorry about that. Uh, I should place a torch down. Okay, let's see how long this lasts when I place this. Oh, it's not going to tell me. Oh, interesting. Unless it's something about me. Try to turn my game mode to survival. Okay. So it looks like Jade doesn't tell me how long things last anymore. That was a thing. That was a thing before, but I guess I can't actually like view it now. Okay, so I'll just have to guess how long those things last. The fact that they made it candles lasting for 1 month and 2 days is probably good, right? Because torches used to not last a whole long time. The candles, that makes candles really good. The only issue is hopefully the candles have a higher light output than they did previously, because previously they kind of just didn't really have a whole lot of light output. Okay, the oven, we know how the oven works. The only food that can satisfy all 5 nutrient groups, pizza, must be cooked in an oven. Okay. We definitely would want that. Oven appliances, jelly, oven finishes, utilities. Okay. Milk preservation. Milk can be obtained from 3 different kinds of animals. While milk can be drank as is to satisfy dairy requirements, it can also be used to process into delicious cheese. Does milk? Milk is fine. Okay. Cheese. We already know a little bit about cheeses, right? If you can build a cellar, you can place down cheese wheels to age inside. Aging takes time, but dramatically increases the shelf life. Do not break the cheese with your hands, otherwise the aging will be lost. We can smoke the cheese. Okay. Raw meat can be salted, pickled, and smoked, but they must happen before cooking. Salt, smoking, and then it can be cooked. Yeah, because the top oven. Okay, brining. Yeah, that's fine. Fruit preservation is just drying, pickling. Grain preservation, knife. Okay. So vessels will provide some stuff. The cellar. Cellar is a multi-block structure that can be used to preserve food for a long time. Food here must be stored in food shelves and hanging racks. And you can also age cheese in here. Field guide how to build the cellar. Now, is it going to tell me about... Yeah. Hangers can be used to store meat and garlic. Food storage. Food stored in these receive a more powerful preservation trait, greater than vessels. And the refrigerator. If you have advanced in LV age, you can make a refrigerator, consuming power in exchange for the best universal food preservation trait for all food items. This including raw and cooked foods and combined foods like sandwiches. So we definitely want the refrigerator at some point. What does this cost to make? It really is just like kind of in... Oh, it requires these potent fluid pipes. Fluid containment. Okay, can handle gases. Use wire cutters to set connections. Interesting. Okay, and then the fluid. Oh. Oh, this is chain. Wait, no. I think the fluid regulator was the same. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Yeah. Does it tell me how much the pickling pickled in a barrel full. After brining, the food item is pickled in a barrel full of vinegar. It can be left there, giving it the pickled preservation trait for as long as the barrel is sealed. Okay, I want to check the. There's a thing in here that talks about sellers. There's a okay, yeah, here it is. Below 0 degrees, decay modifiers work slightly better. Below -12 degrees, they perform much better. Which is one of the things that is one of the reasons why building in a cold area might be good to start with. However, I'm thinking I go with combustion power this time around, and I kind of want to settle in a place that has oil sands. I think that's the big thing I want. Okay, so that's most of what's. Oh, actually, I haven't even gotten to this part over here. Let's see. Kayak. I already know about kayaks, cannons, entity boats. Yeah. Disclaimer regarding beneath and firm. Oh, this is for the yeah. Are not resistant to lava. Okay. Rowboat, sloop, sloop. Okay, and canoe, already know about that. Okay, here's the cool thing. Immersive aircraft. Mod all about large aircrafts allowing traversing large distances in the skies. Aircraft weaponry. Okay, that's cool. That's not helpful. Rotary cannon telescope. I've played immersive aircrafts before, and it's very nice. It's very fun. I think it'll be even more interesting in TerrafirmaGreg. The second kind of aircraft upgrades are the tiered upgrades. These are match the Greg Tech tiering, going from Steam to EV. Steam upgrades are the easiest and earliest to craft. Requiring black steel, steam-powered aircraft engines are used in the creation of more sophisticated airships such as the biplane and the warship. Do we have the quadcopter? The quadrocopter. Quadrocopter is a very basic hovercraft containing 6 inventory slots, a single upgrade slot, and a single weapon slot. See, here's the cool thing. I really am glad that we have this because this thing is really helpful for building. And it's not that hard to make, actually. Yeah, this is not all that hard to make. This is a relatively easy thing um, to make. Rotors, the engines, yeah. Oops. Okay. Is it quadcopter then the gyrodyne? Okay. Oh, okay. See, this is the good thing though, because like mechanical crafting was kind of useless before. Um, but with immersive aircraft, it really makes it better. Because otherwise there's no need for those mechanical crafters after making the crushing wheels. Oh god, economy plane? Okay. It still needs blue steel. What does this require? Black steel, whatnot. The balancing changes they've made seem really nice. And here we get into like airships. This is definitely going to be... Wow, this doesn't require a mechanical crafters to make. Oh, it's actually relatively cheap to make. I mean, aside from like the engine bars, zinc bars, tin alloy bars. Okay, I'm not bothering with that. Here are all the upgrades, so that's cool. Okay, so that's most of what was here on the first thing. Progression table. This should mostly be the same thing. Primitive Age, Stone Age. This is going to be all the stuff that we have earlier on. Yeah. While keeping balanced out, each 100 HP corresponds to a heart. Oh, we're getting really close to Okay. This is a lot of interest. Oh, I see. Burlap silk. Does it say spider string? Yeah. This will probably be easy because we could get more spider silk from the beneath. Let's see. What's this? Thirsty. Workbench. Mining hazards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see here. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty basic. Metallurgy. Now, I want to know about this cowl and clay. Format error. Once you find cowl and clay, you should be able to bring back as much as possible as you can carry. Fortunately, only 20% of it will be successfully cooked into kaolinite powder. Recommended to bake it in situ with pit kilns. Save inventory space. After you craft the crucible and the blast furnace, you'll be able to pretty much more of it. Found bread lilies, but no clay. Try digging down a little bit further. Okay. Okay, so it is just the same fire clay ingredients. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to collect all that stuff. Yeah, there will be quite... Does it say... What does it say here? Hmm. Okay. And then I think the rest of this is mostly going to be kind of the same. I really do like the way these quests are put out. Each steam engine can give a whole... That's not a whole lot. Blaze burners can be crafted without leaving your house. You can use mechanical arm to randomly feed them solid fuel or liquid fuel in a bucket. Coal gems and coke can also be used to superheat them. Okay. Okay. This is going to be very interesting. Bronze is sturdy enough material for basic metallic power. Early automation. This is early automation. First power source, the horse crank. You need to hold a second lead to attach an animal. Oh, interesting. Wolf, dog, pig, sheep, goat, alpaca, cow, donkey, and then horse, mule, muskox, and yak. We're creating different stress units. It's very interesting. Medium path, poor path. Yeah. Oh, you need paths for the crank. Place the crank on the center of a 7x7 centered with leash to it. Different animals will provide different amounts of power, while the blocks underneath will increase the speed of the output of the power. Interesting. And then we get into this. Tired of create. This will make it more interesting. Create is a fusion of create and Greg tech. Generally speaking, you'll want smaller setups with their own individual power sources instead of doing the usual create thing of having a blob of water wheels connected to a single shaft in your base. That is nice. How do I make shafts? Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Okay. Because originally you needed iron in order to start with create stuff, but this is using bronze. Any kind of bronze to make shafts. And you make quite a bit of them too. Oh wait, what? Heck? Okay. Okay. It looks like there's no difference between using the saws earlier on and later on. It's probably just more about like automation. Okay, and then Hellhammer, all those plates for a bloomery look tedious. Hammer will automatically but slowly flatten double ingots into plates for you. You'll have to do welding yourself. Simply place an anvil directly under the hammer and throw your double ingots on it, and then right-click the hammer to get your plates out. Okay. Can I... Okay. Hardwoods. Why do these look different? Do I not have the Vex Tech put on here? I don't think. The Vexels stuff. Hey, interesting. Oh, dude, this thing can do can do iron? Okay, hold on. This is really cool. Ah, that means we're gonna unlock this way before we unlock a lot of other things. Oh my god, this is nice. This is a nice addition to the game. Oh my god, it can do all the pounding. Okay, that's really cool. It was really cool. It was very, very cool. And then automated ore processing, millstone. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. This has been really good. I've been looking through a lot of this stuff, and I do want to see, what do we have options for power in here? I want to know that. Oh, universal cells, yeah. Is there a section in here that tells me power options? From create or Greg Tech, small mechanical mixer. Okay. Hold on. I want to see. This counts as a bender? I guess. It does. It does. Okay, you can use that as a bender. That's actually really cool. Okay, there's so many. Oh my god. There are so many cool things in here, actually. Oh my god, this is a lot of really cool stuff that they added. Okay, there's a create wire mill. I know I've seen these in other things. Are these like easier? I mean, they don't require electricity is the thing. Let's see. Where's the power options? Here we go. Electricity generation. Basic electrolyzer, chemical bath. Steam turbine is one of the only generators that can realistically use an LV. Later, you'll unlock more interesting power options such as natural gases or petrols. This is just, I already know about that. Okay. Alternators. If you've got a big steam age setup, you probably don't want to immediately scrap it all just to go back to some boilers and LV steam turbines. Instead, the alternator will convert the SU from your steam engines into electricity. Each steam engine plus alternator should give you 1 amp of LV. Unfortunately, alternators convert stress into a different electricity system than the one Greg Tech uses, so you'll need an energy converter to turn it into useful energy. Interesting. Okay, this is 8 amps of LV converter. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay. This is interesting. This is going to be very fun because I really do want to get a good steam engine set up for this kind of thing. Oh my god, this is gonna get me all the stuff I wanted. I wanted a lot of stuff like that. Okay. And then I think like the thing is like we find, okay, here's ore processing. Okay, this is gonna be really nice. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay, but we're over time on our session for stream here. Okay. Let's do a little outro, everybody. Hi. Thank you all for joining me here. Thank you for staying here for so long. I also really appreciate people who stay for these kind of streams where I'm not doing a whole lot of progression and I'm really just like picking through things and trying to do fixes and figure out what I'm doing and all that stuff. I know it can be a little bit more boring for some people, but I'm really glad that people still stick around for this kind of thing. It makes me very happy when you guys, hang out for these kinds of things. I know most of you are just here to kind of like listen to me while you're doing other stuff. So it makes me really happy that you guys stick around for this thing since it's kind of it's something that needs to be done every once in a while, and I think it's fun to do it together. So if there's anybody watching who isn't yet following, make sure to hit that follow button. It will let you know when I go live. It'll help me without my follower goal, and I don't remember the third thing I normally say. um, if you need more content, I do have my YouTube linked below. There will be more videos going out very soon on that. I'm getting that thing fixed back up and we're starting that up again. I also have Blue Sky linked below where I will let you guys know if there's anything that needs to be done or if I can't make it to stream or any exciting stuff like that. So make sure you check that out. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go for now. If you can, make sure you make it to tomorrow's stream because we will be starting season 2 of TerrafirmaGreg. So that will be very, 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 very fun. So thank you all once again for hanging out with me and staying here and putting up with everything I've been doing today. I very much appreciate it. I'm gonna go now. Goodbye, everyone. I love you very much. Have a good rest of your day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is, night, who knows. And I will see you all tomorrow. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye bye.